Oh, I love it. Awesome. Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Quantum Self-Healing Challenge, day number 4. We'll just wait a few moments, just get yourself centered, breathe in some good energy. If you have anything to share, you can post in the comments. Let me know how things are going with you. Been getting lots of comments and emails and messages, and I'm trying to keep up with all of them because I want to answer them personally instead of my assistant. So just know that we are paying attention and we are getting to them, and we truly appreciate everybody participating in all of the things that you're sharing, and just super grateful to be here and learning with you, because as I teach I learn also. I believe that it's the best reciprocity that exists. I gain so much from being able to share, and it's such a powerful experience for me also. So just welcome everyone and to day 4. And today we are going to be diving into the heart and heart alignment. And it's something I call alchemical alignment. We're not going to go deep into alchemical alignment. We're going to talk about the heart, because what is the heart? The heart is our source of love and higher guidance. Think about it. Why is it out of all of the organs in the body, you have a spleen, liver, kidneys, all of that, that the heart is the only one to have intelligence? And we actually teach heart intelligence and how to understand what your heart is telling you, and give you wisdom and insight and information. It's actually, to be led by your heart is much better than being led by your brain. Unfortunately, in society, in the last 300 years or so, when science became really big, we were taught to think cognitively, and IQ, right? IQ became something that was really big, and you get your IQ tested, when you're young, and if you're a genius, and all of these different things, and that was what was showed to be what would make you successful or powerful or all those things. And what we truly know, and what Eastern methodologies and wisdom traditions have taught us for millennia, is actually that the heart is the center of where all of our deep knowledge comes from. And when we can learn how to align our heart and our heads together, when we create what's called coherence, coherence means that our heart rate variable and our brain waves come into alignment, so that you can actually shift into a healing modality, right? This is what is so powerful. When your heart becomes coherent, your nervous system responds by increasing the brain's energy, creativity, and intuition, which has a positive effect on almost every organ in the body. So literally your heart, when I'm going to teach you a technique to get your heart into coherence, your heart has a brain on it. It has a brain. It's got 40,000 special neurite cells. It's called the little brain, and it's actually controls your cranial brain. Amazing to know this, because when the heart is sending what's called afferent signals to the brain, which means that the heart is actually giving the brain signals, then the brain takes those signals and it responds and sends them to the body. And the body responds by creating new proteins. And when the body creates new proteins, guess what? You get well. Your diseases, your issues, your challenges go away. So the gene, what we think is genetics, is actually just a blueprint. And the blueprint has over 3,000 different expressions from one gene that we can make. Can you imagine your blueprint, which is your gene? So we think that genes are what's controlling us, but it's actually not. It is the blueprint. And what is controlling us is when the heart sends a signal to the brain responds and sends the signal to your genes. Your genes create new proteins, and therefore you create new issues, new things in your body. So if you're always sending signals from your heart of worry or fear or anxiety, right? Or if you're having, if you're stressed, that signal is then going to your brain, and the brain is then sending the signals to your body and to your environment, and things in your environment show up as disease and chaos or challenges or things like that. So if you want to shift or heal something in your life, whether it's a challenge that seems to be on the outside of you, whether it's a love challenge or a financial challenge or a disease that's in your body, we have to start with the heart. You have to shift the vibrational energy and the feeling in the heart so that it then sends new signals to the brain, and that then in turn shifts your life. So when we practice shifting to a more coherent state by using techniques such as what I'm going to teach you today was heart breathing, or we have other techniques that we teach in our deeper programs, lower chakra breathing, getting into what I call alchemical alignment, our signature alignment, those types of things. It increases your intuitive awareness, and over time it establishes a new baseline. So that new baseline creates new patterns and sustained shifts in your perception, your worldviews, your body, the chemistry in your body, how your body, everything that shows up. So we become more discerned and more informed, and we make better and more intelligent decisions from these new patterns and shifts in perception. And therefore that then shows up what? In your outer world, right? This process, what it does is it elevates our consciousness. It elevates our awareness, right? It elevates our awareness of self and our connections, and it allows us to heal our trauma. And so that is where this is really powerful. I come from a place where I started out working with trauma informed in trauma informed work, because I came from a past of lots of sexual abuse and physical abuse and different things like that. And when I got into, and I had eating disorders, and I was a fighter, and I had a lot of things going on in my life, but on the outside I was a super high achiever. But I had massive amounts of trauma, and I wanted to learn how to heal my trauma. And I had been on medications. I had tried, therapy. I'd gone to tons of therapy, and there's nothing wrong with therapy, to be clear. We have a lot of psychologists and psychiatrists that have taken our courses. And there is, I'm studied in cognitive behavioral therapy, and I've done a lot of that stuff. So I understand how that works, but you cannot heal a consciousness from the consciousness that created it. And so talking this stuff out is not always the way to go, because your body is processing trauma. So you learn how to heal this trauma in a different way. And also with the heart, it acts independently from the brain to think, learn, remember, feel, and sense. So when I say think or sense or feel, what does that mean? Or remember? Did you know that your heart actually has memory? It actually holds more memory than your brain. They have taken and done heart transplants with people and put the heart in someone else, and the person with the new heart has the memories of the person from the heart was given to them from. It's super powerful stuff. So the heart is really powerful, and it's coupled to the field, right? And to what we call our toric field. So we teach people about how to read the energies in the field and how to align our toric field, right, our torus, so that we can optimize and heal. So what we want to do is we want to optimize the connection between these two organs, both the heart and the brain, because we want them to work together. We want them to work in conjunction, because usually what's going on is we're in a beta brainwave. Our heads are we're stressed out, right? We're super stressed. We're like, all the time. And we're not in this coherent pattern. And we want to be able to get this access to our deep intuition. We want a conduit to our subconscious. We want super learning, super memory, and even more important, super immune system response. And you do this through connecting into the heart. It triggers over 1,300 positive biological changes in your body just by doing a heart breath. It literally starts to immediately change. 1,300 positive biological changes. So what I'm going to teach you today, whether you ever work with me in any of our programs, whether you ever listen to anything I ever say again, if you do this one technique for at least 3 minutes a day for the rest of your life, I guarantee you'll see processes and changes. I had a woman that I worked with privately, who was a private client of mine, that I taught her this technique. We were working on some different things, and just doing this one technique, within 2 weeks, she was manifesting and shifting and creating things. And I was like, she comes back to me on our call, and she's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm having all these amazing changes in my life, and I haven't done anything different. And I was like, well, I said, are you doing the heart breath? And she's like, yeah, I'm doing it every day. And I was like, well, there you go. I have stories after stories of this. So I call this the 5-second solution, meaning that, or you can call it the 5-minute solution, meaning that, there's so many different things that we can try. But if you're going to take away one thing from everything in this 5-day challenge that I'm going to teach you, and there's one that you had to pick because that's all the time you have in the world to do anything and you don't want to work on anything else, then I would do this one, right? This one is the one that I would really do. And everyone that has been in any of my programs, and you're in the group, a lot of you are in our group together, you can ask. There's so many people in there that have been in our courses for some of them up to 2 years, different things like that, where they've had massive changes. And I even was on a call last week with one of our former students who is a graduate of the academy and is a certified intuitive intelligence coach now. And I got to be on one of her calls where she was teaching her students, and the first thing she taught them was this breath because it changed her life so much. So I can tell you that that is really powerful. So that's what I want to teach you today, because I want you to be able to really shift your life. Because my goal here is whether you can come in and take one of our programs or not, great if you can. And if you can't, I want to give you as much value as possible, because I know that if you start to do these techniques at some point in time, you'll either pay it forward to someone else, like my dear little Hannah did, and I'll tell you her story in a second, or you'll be able to come in and learn more, and eventually, like some of our other students have changed and healed their lives so much that they come in and learn how to do this work for themselves, and then they go out and create businesses and help the world with it, right? So little Hannah, she came to our retreat in California back in May of 2019. She is from Australia, so she took the flight from across the pond. Yes, she is from Western Australia, south of Perth, and she came from across the pond with a group of teenagers that their parents had all come to some of my events, and so they decided to send all of their kids because they were like, well, we've got to send them. So they sent these 4 beautiful souls from across the pond and sent them over to my event. When Hannah came to my event, she was depressed, was having challenges in her relationships. She had massive anxiety. She was really not living her best life at all. And so over the course of 3 days, one of the kids completely had eczema over his whole body for his whole life, and the eczema started healing itself. He had never had an issue. One of the other kids, an amazing story about the transformation that happened in his life. Too long for today. But then Hannah, she did the work, and I was like, all right, awesome. It's getting hot. And I didn't hear much back, from her or anything. Well, that was in May. And in December of 2019, I was in Australia with my Australian family, who I miss dearly now because of COVID. And I got to see Hannah at the Christmas party that we were at. And Hannah comes up to me, she's got tears in her eyes, and she says, I have to share with you how much my life has changed in the last 6 months. She says, I'm no longer depressed. She says, I'm meditating every day. And she says, all of my friends that are my age, I have been teaching them the techniques that you've taught me, and their anxiety has dropped, and they're completely shifting and healing their lives. And I was like, if a 19-year-old young girl who was severely depressed could take this simple technique here, and it's easy enough and teach it to other people, that to me, I was like, that was for me. I knew I'd arrived, because if I could teach one person that would teach it to other people, right? That's the ripple effect. That's what I'm here to do. My goal is 1 billion rising, and to reach 1 billion people. And if you take a technique and you can teach it to someone else, and that's how I reach my goal, then that's my goal, right? That's what I want to do. I believe we live in a society where we can have a different experience than where we're at right now. And it starts with one person and one thing, and learning something and then teaching it to someone else. So this one here is the one today that if you can't do anything else, learn this one. You can go on my YouTube channel also, and I have the actual instructions broken down for you step by step, really clear, along with the breath and the meditation. You can have those to save there, for yourself forever, so that if you want to keep watching it, time after time again, and do it every day, you can, so that together we can shift and heal. And so, but my goal first is for your self-healing and for you to have this amazing technique for yourself. So let me just go over here and see if we got anybody going on, any comments and anything like that. I'd love to. Hi, everyone. I would love to know if you've got any questions or anything that you want to know. You can put them in the comments. I am here for you to answer your questions. Also, a reminder, this Saturday, I will be doing it's about an hour and 15 minutes. I'll be doing another class. It's going to be a deep, intensive class. 10 a.m. is a weird time. So if you're on Australian time, we'll have one in the evening for you also. Don't know the exact time yet. Yeah, right. You'll get an email. So yours will probably be the next day, but you'll get that. And we're going to go in and teach some deeper techniques. And then next week, I'm going to do a couple of Q&A, meaning that I'm not going to teach you anything, but I'm just going to come on and do some lives and answer all of your questions. And then on March 27th and 28th, if you're in Australia, it's the 28th and 29th. It is on Australian time, meaning that it's late in the day for us here in the US, but I have a lot of Australian people, and I usually always do these for times that makes them have to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're always like, so this time you don't have to get up till 8 a.m. to do it. And us in the US will be doing them at 2 p.m. and working until like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. at night, but that's okay. And you can come in and you can do this immersion with us and really dive deep for 2 whole full days. What happens in the experience when you do these techniques in a vortex where you're working on the energy and I put myself into this and I'm emanating healing. I do healings and transmissions, and you get into a vortex, is things shift immediately in your life. It's like this crazy shifting, and this really powerful experience that happens. So I used to do courses like over 6 weeks, and we would just do an hour and a half a day. And so this one specifically, I do in this really condensed format over 2 days. And we have, for those of you that want to come live, we have the live portion in California. It's small, and then everyone else will be virtual. But you get this condensed experience where you literally shift in the moment, because that's the key, right? Like if you learn how to get into alignment and that cellular memory goes into your body, then it's aligned, and then we get to follow up, and what you'll get is for the next 30 days, we will stay connected and follow up with some quantum healing transmissions and different things and questions and stuff like that. So you're really getting a whole 30 days of deep, intensive work around this stuff together with us. And so so for those of you that have financial and money challenges and things like that, because I know that's part of it, what I offered for all of you is that all of you that sign up this week during the challenge up until it ends at the end of the week on Saturday night, you get our Quantum Money Mastery program with that for free. Our Quantum Money Mastery program itself is actually the cost of the weekend. So it's the program, the Quantum Money Mastery, is $497, and you get that for free. As my way to say, if you've got financial stuff, you get a whole nother experience, and that's a course that is over 6 weeks and gives you about 12 hours of work and really deep stuff around just money and abundance and all of that cool stuff. So you also get a ticket to our Transform Live in 2022 and a bunch of other cool stuff that we're giving away for that. And then, of course, those of you that are participating and doing the 5 days, as long as you're showing up and posting and doing the challenge every day, and that you get $100, that you get a coupons, you get $100 off. So that makes it even better for you. So there's all sorts of ways. And then I have the daily prizes, and tomorrow, everybody that participated every day, I'll tell you what the prizes are, and you're going to get a prize. So my goal here is to give as much as possible, so that you can really have an amazing thing, whether you do this work on a deeper level or not. Okay, you guys ready to do some heart breath? Uh-oh, my computer's going to die. Give me 1 second. I gotta plug it in. What's going on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second. I don't want to die in the middle of the heart breath. Let me go find out what's up. Uh-oh. Come on, little guy. You gotta work with me here. I'm not sure what's happening, but we're not getting any power. All right, we're gonna try to make it through before it dies, and because I can figure out why I'm not getting any power right now. Okay. So let's start here first. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop into the heart. Now, allowing yourself to drop into the heart gets you out of the experience of the outside world and allows you to really connect in to your inner self. So you can do this in two different ways. Either you put your, and this is the heart chakras. I'm going to, so you guys can see here. Either put your left hand and then your right hand over your heart this way, or prayer position. So prayer position, funny enough, what the reason why they do this, those thumbs are actually, they connect to your heart and it drops you out of your brain and into your heart. So that's why when people, because prayer is what, a vibrational experience. That's what prayer is actually about. It drops you into your heart. So I just want everyone to just take a moment, put your hands over your heart chakra, over your heart space, and just drop into your heart for a moment. I want you to just feel that, know where it is. Start to get rid of the outside world. Allowing yourself to get rid of that outside experience. And now we're going to find the pineal gland, or the center of our forehead. I just want you to just poke into the middle of your head. I like to use my little fingernail. You're just finding like that space that's right between the, where if you had the two platelets when you were a baby and then come together, just know where that middle, where is that center, where your Hara line, remember I talked about the Hara line, that golden elevator goes right up through your pineal gland, which is right behind. So if you were to do a cross section, it goes like this here and like this here, and oh, and we're going right here into this place, okay? So the breath that we're going to be doing is going to be coming in through here and traveling straight up and into the pineal gland here. Because what do we want to do? We want to create coherence between your brain waves and your heart rate variable. So that allows, that coherence is going to create all of that stuff that I was talking about, the biological changes, it creates new ways. So doing this stuff is really powerful, and it's so simple. So you're going to do this and this, and then does everyone know how to feel a feeling of love or gratitude? So we're going to practice feeling today too. Yeah. So if I've had people that are like, well, how do I feel something that I'm not in the moment for right now? Well, if you have to imagine a time in your life when you felt super grateful, or you had unconditional love, maybe you remember a sunset or an animal or a most amazing experience in your life. Okay. So those are the three things that we're going to be doing. I'm going to teach you a breath that comes through your heart. It's going to travel all the way up to the middle of your forehead here, and you're going to be bringing it here. And remember, yesterday we talked about the gap, right? The space, and you held. We're going to hold again up at this top spot, and we're going to hold, and we're going to squeeze that gland up there, that pineal gland, because we want to activate the crystals inside the pineal gland and start to decalcify and open it up so it can start sending new messages to your body. And then we're going to activate this breath with this feeling, because the feeling, again, if your heart's, oh man, I'm going to lose you guys. Uh-oh. What is going on? Come on. What is happening? I'm sorry, people. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why my computer won't charge right now. I'm having a challenge. Let's see what's happening. What's wrong? Okay, I'm back. Oh no, I'm not back. Oh, we're having fun. Let's see. Gotta love technology. Glad you all love me so much. Oh, come on, guys. All right, I gotta do this. Gotta see what's going on. I'm sorry, because if I don't do this, then I'm gonna cut out in the right in the middle of this thing for you guys, and we're not gonna have fun. Come on. I have a bad outlet, I think. All right. Well, I have a bad outlet, I think. Check the connect. Yeah, no, it's the actual outlet. I'm at an Airbnb, and so I have a bad outlet. And I'm gonna have to move to another spot so I can get to another outlet. I'm sorry, guys. This is ridiculous. Oh, all right. Moving to a whole new world. Thanks for staying with me, guys. Hold on 2 seconds. Here we go. We're not going to be able to do this. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that. I guess my cord or something is bad. I don't know. Oh, well. I got nothing. It's not working. All right. So if I lose you, well, I'll post the rest of it, but here we go. So we're going to take this breath and we're going to go in through our heart. I am through the heart all the way up into the pineal gland, and we're just going to start it and we're going to do it right now. So here we go, everybody. Just take a few deep breaths, placing your hands over your heart. Just start to place your hands over your heart, dropping into your heart space, into that experience. Breathing deep, breathing in for 5, and breathing out for 5. And now I want you to imagine, and remember, we're going to that middle of that forehead where you just poked into that head. We're going to be bringing that breath up that hara line through the golden elevator and straight into the pineal gland. So you're going to breathe white light, white, golden, moonstone, white light right into your heart. So as you breathe in, imagine that this light is coming in through your heart, traveling all the way up into the center of your head. And then when it gets there, I want you to hold and squeeze and hold for 5. And then breathe that breath back out through your heart and back out into the field, allowing that light to pass out of your body and straight out and into the field. You're going to repeat this breath. And you're going to keep breathing in through your heart, allowing it to travel all the way up and into the center of your forehead. And then breathe back out. And then you're going to start to feel, I'm going to start to feel a feeling as you're breathing in and out, feel a feeling of love or appreciation or gratitude. As you're breathing this breath in, bringing it all the way up, squeezing and holding at the top, really hold and squeeze, and breathe back out. It is the quality of the feeling and the emotion that allows the physiological and biological changes in your body after you connect the heart and brains together with the heart rate variable and the brain wave. So keep breathing in. We're going to do it for 3 to 5 minutes of breathing in and up. You're going to start to feel high. I always get high on this. Breathing up and breathing in and holding and squeezing. And breathing back out. When I do this, I literally start to get feelings of joy and bliss. I start crying. My heart chakra opens up so big and my head opens. But at first, if you're just starting to open up the pineal gland, you might start to get nauseous or get a bit of a headache. That's normal. Just keep working through it and feeling this feeling and breathing up, holding and squeezing, and breathing out. Go ahead and breathing up. Breathing in. Continuing this breath and this feeling, just keep holding that breath. I just want you to sit in this and feel this energy. And in a moment, I'm going to take you to another step to actually access your heart's intelligence. Beautiful. Now dropping in, feeling this feeling, just start to just listen to your heart. Open into what is there for you. And now maybe just think about a challenge that you have in your life that you would like to now heal. And from this place, just ask your heart, simple, it doesn't need a story, doesn't need anything, but just for you to drop in and ask, what is it that I need to know about blank? Or from the single eye of my heart, how do I shift this? What do I need to know? What's the next right step? Just use whatever words feel right to you, one simple sentence, and just wait for an answer. See what comes to you. Sometimes you'll get a color or a picture or words. Sometimes it'll just be a blank screen for a while. Just take as long as you need, and when you get an answer, you can come back to the room and maybe share with us in the comments. Just keep being. Beautiful. So your day 4 challenge and what you're going to be posting in the group and sharing, day 4 is all about the heart and heart intelligence, right? So I want you to practice this breath Practice this breath. Your challenge is practice this breath as many times in the next 24 hours, and to share what you're noticing, and to share if you're getting any answers, or if what you're seeing and what you're feeling in your body. Share that with us. Join me tomorrow for day 5 of the challenge, and this weekend for the teaching course, for our class on tapping into your innate healing ability. And hopefully I'll see all of you tomorrow, this weekend for Saturday, and then in a couple of weeks for our deep immersion retreat. Stay in this place for as long as you need today, everyone. Many blessings. Thank you. Thank you.